Okay, very quickly, I want to talk about the books I wish I could reread the first time, and in specific, the stories I wish I could reread the first time. Last time, I think I included things that were more philosophy, more esoteric in nature, but today we're going to stick strictly to stories and stories that moved me and stories that I wish I could get that fresh bite on again. This is a list of books. Hopefully, it focuses. And we will start with Blood Meridian. Blood Meridian is very difficult to explain. It's written in a very unique style and a very compelling style, but it's something that you'll be not used to at first. But the moment you get used to it and the moment that you start to understand it is the moment you become engrossed in this world. And the central theme is the American dream, the manifest destiny, how the West was won, and Victor's history. And that is done through the lens of this boy who basically has good intentions but ends up doing very bad things. And really, really good. There's a lot of great characters, there's a lot of great character development, and it's really something special. I don't really want to spoil all of these books because I feel like the nature of this video makes it something that like I want you to pick it up too, so I don't want to give away huge details. Next thing we have is The Lord of the Rings. And the thing about The Lord of the Rings is it's probably the best series of books ever written. Like nothing compares to it in its depth, in its myth, in the characters, in the fact that the world is a living myth, in meaning that like as these people are doing great deeds, they're having reverence for the past, and then the past is disappearing and it's being replaced, and it's so compelling. If you haven't read it, well worth your time, well worth you picking it up. The next thing we have is a story from Dubliners by James Joyce. The story's called The Dead, and it's basically a story about a man who finds out something about his wife. I don't want to give it away. I feel like I've talked about it in the past, but I'm not going to spoil it today. He finds out something about his wife that he didn't think could be possible, that he didn't really believe. And after she tells him the story, after she tells him this horrific event, this horrific thing that happened, this bad experience, his entire opinion's changed. And he's sitting there in bed and he's looking at this person. He's like, do I even know them? And it speaks to the true nature of life, the true nature of, do we know the people that we love? Do we know the people that we share time with? Or do we purely see a mask? And do we like what's underneath that mask? And I think these are all super compelling questions. And I think it's definitely something that when I was reading it, I was like, wow, I stumbled upon something great. Next thing I want to talk about is The Judgment by Kafka. And this comes from Kafka's Complete Stories. The Judgment is simply put about a father who does not approve of his son. And it's about living in the shadow of your father, living in the shadow of a man that you aspire to be, but you're not that. You're not that person, and you could never be that person, and that difficulty and that shame. Kafka himself had a very troubled relationship with his father and a very strained relationship with his father, and it caused him a lot of grief. And in this story, I think you're going to find something about yourself. You're going to find something about your relationship, how you view yourself, how you were always chasing the image of the man that you grew up idolizing. And, you know, this is really the phenomena that Freud developed his Oedipus complex from. You want to marry your mother and kill your father. This is really that idea. It's that the idea of what it means to be a man is formed by your father. And if you can't live up to that, if you can't overpass that, then you're a failure. And, you know, I feel like it's an interesting time to read stories like this because I feel like now more than ever we've never had to answer these questions in this way. Next thing is Thus Spoke Zarathustra. I had to include Nietzsche on this. Thus Spoke Zarathustra is one of the best allegorical stories I've ever read. When I was reading it, I remember at several points like being inspired, me feeling something beyond just a normal story, beyond just normal philosophy. And the use of allegory was tremendous. The ideas were tremendous, and it was really something that I wish I could pick up again, not knowing what he's talking about, because I feel like these ideas are so powerful. But now that I know what he's about to say, now that I know he's about to talk about the eternal recurrence or the inklings of the will to power or the ubermensch, things like that, then, you know, it's just not gonna hit the same. The last thing we have is White Nights by Dostoevsky, and this is the most Dostoevsky story that I've ever read. It really is. It's classic subversion. It's classic changing what you expect the story to be. It starts off almost like a love story and turns into something different, but it has a very bittersweet ending, and it's really, really, really well written. The characters are amazing, and it's something that, not knowing the ending, you're going to be extremely moved. I'm not saying that if I reread it, I wouldn't like it as much. I would definitely pick up some key details, but I think knowing the ending, I think it would spoil the climax of the experience, the climax of the story, and the conclusion. So, yeah, really quick video today. Hopefully these were books that, maybe I inspired you to pick up. If not, let me know some books that you wish you could reread for the first time. And yeah, I think this is a very fun topic to do. I think we could go a whole lot of different avenues with this one. So let me know if you want to see more of this. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.